Hello students, welcome to this video lecture Unit 4 Social Entrepreneurship in Practice. In this video, we are going to discuss how to recognize social opportunities to start a social enterprise. First of all, the entrepreneur must assess the potential of their initial ideas as a viable opportunity to create positive change in the society. The entrepreneur might have a lot of ideas, but we cannot guarantee that all good ideas are real opportunities to change the society. We cannot assure that they have the potential to create a social impact. So, ideas are generated or should be generated in such a way that they should be scalable, sustainable, and create a positive social impact. We cannot convert all the ideas to social enterprises. So they should be scalable, sustainable, and also it should create a social impact change. There should be some change in the society. So every social venture originates from a desire to create positive change in the society. In the entrepreneurial process, ideas are viewed as a valuable commodities, serving as the raw materials from which opportunities are identified and ventures are built. So, ideas are raw materials from which the opportunities are identified and ventures are created. So, how to generate ideas? So, ideas can be generated from personal experiences. Some people, they have their hobbies, they'll change the hobbies to an enterprise, or some people will accidentally will come across some idea, and some people they will search for it intentionally, and some people will get ideas through media. So let us discuss personal experiences. Many successful social enterprises are born from personal encounters with social issues. So these experiences, the experiences which they have encountered, they might have created a deep emotional connection to the problem and a more intuitive understanding of the people affected. So a person who has lived through a challenge often brings authentic insight and is naturally more driven to find meaningful solutions. Example, an individual who grew up in a low income neighborhood without access to quality education might recognize the long term impact of educational inequality. This may inspire them to create a tutoring platform or after school program specifically designed for underprivileged youth. Another example, a cancer survivor might understand the emotional and logistical burden of treatment and create a social venture offering mental health support or transport services for patients. So why it's so powerful? The lived experiences, the experiences they have undergone, it offers credibility and passion. They empathize with the people. It also builds empathy driven business models that are more aligned with the needs of the community. Hobbies. Social opportunities can emerge from hobbies, whether it's art, travel, music, sports, or gardening. These activities can reveal needs or inefficiencies in areas you are passionate about. So they will have identified some gaps in their area of interest. So in these gaps, in order to access or inclusion while doing what they love, and this turns into the foundation for a social business. So these gaps, they want to address these gaps. So this has given him or the person the opportunity to create a venture. Example, a musician realizes that rural youth have little access to instruments or music education and starts a program that donates used instruments and provides online lessons. Another example, a hiker notices environmental degradation in forests and starts a business that produces eco-friendly outdoor gear while funding reforestation efforts. And why it's so powerful? So, combining passion with impact creates lasting commitment and authentic engagement with both the cause and the community. So, here they have combined passion with the societal impact. Next one is accidental breakthrough. Sometimes social opportunities arise unexpectedly when you are not expecting that. So while you are doing something completely unrelated, this type of discovery often occurs when someone is curious, observant, or simply stumbles upon a situation that doesn't seem right. These moments might come while traveling, working, or even casually talking to strangers. At any time, you might come across, you might encounter, or accidental breakthrough. Example, a tourist visiting a developing country may notice the lack of clean drinking water in rural communities. That insight could inspire the development of a low cost water purification system or reusable filtration bottles. A software engineer may find that elderly people struggle to use mobile banking apps and decide to design a simplified version catered to that demographic. Why it's so powerful? Accidental discoveries lead to fresh perspectives and solutions born this way can be innovative because they are not limited by conventional thinking. Strategic search. This is a more deliberate approach, intentional search, where a person sets out to identify a problem with the goal of building a social enterprise around it. It involves structured research, community engagement, and data analysis. Entrepreneurs using this method are often strategic. They look at problems, they evaluate market gaps, and create solutions that can be scaled and sustained. So, conducting surveys or interviews with people in affected communities, they can get ideas, or by analyzing social indicators such as poverty rates, literacy levels, or healthcare access, they can get ideas, or by studying existing solutions and identifying what's missing, they can get ideas. Example, a public health researcher identifies that rural women lack access to maternal health care and builds a mobile clinic service that partners with government health programs. Another example, a university student conducts a feasibility study on plastic recycling in urban slums and develops a business that turns plastic into affordable housing material. So, why it is so powerful? Intentional search allows for data driven decision making and carefully crafted business models that are more likely to succeed. Through media, some people they'll get inspiration from media to start a social enterprises. Media includes news reports, documentaries, social media platforms, on podcasts. They can bring light to pressing social, environmental, or economic issues. So, exposure to these stories can spark outrage, empathy, or inspiration, prompting people to take action. Example, watching a documentary about the impact of fast fashion on factory workers might inspire someone to create an ethical fashion brand that supports fair trade. And then seeing a viral video on TikTok about period poverty may lead someone to develop a line of affordable, reusable menstrual products for low income communities. Social media, in particular, plays a powerful role by creating instant awareness and mass mobilization, often leading to movements or campaigns that turn into formal enterprises. So, why it is so powerful? Media offers a global view of local problems and it can quickly ignite large scale support or partnerships. So, this is the summary of what we have discussed so far. Subtopic, personal experiences, how it works. Lived challenges inspire solutions. Example, a person raised in poverty starts a job skills program. Next one is hobbies. Passions reveal unmet needs. So, a photographer starts workshops for underserved youth. Accidental discovery. Random encounters spark new ideas. While traveling, someone sees children without shoes, starts shoe donation. Systematic or intentional search. A strategic research uncovers scalable issues. A student surveys food insecurity, starts a food co-op. Last one is awareness from media. News, social media highlights global local issues. After watching a documentary, someone builds a plastic company. Yes, pestle. What is this pestle? PESTEL. It is a strategic tool that can help identify opportunities and threats in the external environment. And it's especially useful when generating social enterprise ideas. See, as I told you, we will have a lot of ideas, but all these ideas cannot be successful, cannot be turned into a successful social venture. So we have to test our ideas whether it is possible to change or convert this idea into an opportunity to then social enterprise. So pestle is one such tool to analyze the idea. Why? Okay. So it is useful when generating social enterprise ideas. So when this tool is applied thoughtfully, the analysis helps social entrepreneurs align their mission with real world dynamics, ensuring that their ideas are timely, relevant, and sustainable. So PESTEL stands for P for political, E for economic, S for social, T for technological, E for environment, L for legal. So let us discuss one by one. First thing is political factors. So political elements include government policies, regulations, political stability, international relations, and public sector support. So social entrepreneurs can identify opportunities by examining how governments are supporting or neglecting certain issues. Though rules are there, implementation will have a lot of problems in the implementation side. So people can look for opportunities in that particular areas. So public policy on social welfare, education, health, government funding for social innovation, political will for environmental action or inclusivity, labor laws, tax incentives for non-profits. So these are the areas people can search for uh, opportunities to start an enterprise. Example, if the government introduces carbon tax laws, a social enterprise can help small business transition to sustainable practices. So, in areas with limited public health care, a mobile health clinic service can be developed to serve rural populations. In politically unstable regions, services that offer online education or job opportunities to displaced people or refugees can be crucial. Why it matters? Understanding political priorities can help social enterprises tap into policy driven funding, public private partnerships, or even fill gaps left by ineffective governance. Next one is economic matters. It reflects the state of the economy and directly affect people spending power, employment, inequality, and access to resources. So, a downturn in the economy or income inequality often reveals unmet needs and underserved markets. So, what are the areas we can look for? Poverty, unemployment rates, cost of living, inflation, access to finance or credit, distribution of wealth, economic inequality between urban and rural regions. So these are the areas we can look for to get idea. Example, in areas with high unemployment, a social enterprise could offer vocational training and link graduates to jobs. So, when inflation affects food prices, a community focused urban farming cooperative could provide affordable produce and employment. In underbanked communities, creating a microfinance or mobile banking solution can empower small entrepreneurs. Why it matters? Social entrepreneurs can address economic imbalances while creating sustainable business models that also uplift communities economically. What are the social factors? Social factors are the cultural and demographic aspects of society. These include values, attitudes, beliefs, education, population trends, and lifestyle changes. Shifts in social behavior can uncover changing needs or rising social problems. So, what are the areas we need to look for? Aging population or youth bulge, literacy, education levels, cultural norms, taboos, public health trends, migration patterns, inclusion and diversity. So, these are the areas we can look for. Example, in aging population, there is a need for elderly care services, home visits, or tech for seniors. In rapidly urbanizing cities, people may lose connection with nature, creating opportunities for urban gardening projects or eco education for kids. In areas with gender inequality, a women's cooperative offering skills training and jobs can promote empowerment. Why it matters? Social entrepreneurs who align their solutions with shifting values or social challenges create lasting community driven projects. Next one is technological factors. So technology plays a massive role in shaping how social needs are addressed. Innovations can provide new platforms, tools, or processes to solve problems more effectively. Social enterprises can harness technology to scale their impact, reduce costs, or reach underserved populations. So these are the areas they should have an access to internet, mobile devices, advancement in artificial intelligence, blockchain, or green technology, digital literacy levels, e-learning, e-health, and other remote solutions, affordable hardware or open source software. These are the areas we can look for. Example, in rural areas with limited schools, launching an e-learning platform or mobile classroom can increase access to education. Using artificial intelligence and data to predict disease outbreaks in vulnerable regions, and creating apps for mental health support, especially where stigma or lack of access prevents people from seeking help, and using 3D printing to create low cost prosthetics for people with disabilities in low income countries. So, why is it very important? Technology offers innovative ways to deliver social services, measure impact, and connect people, especially in places where traditional systems fall short. Environmental factors. What way they'll have an impact, we can look for solutions. Environmental factors focus on ecological and environmental issues that influence or create opportunities for social enterprises. These include climate change, natural resource depletion, pollution and waste, biodiversity loss, environmental regulations, consumer environmental awareness. Environmental issues are becoming more urgent and pressing, and social enterprises are uniquely positioned to offer sustainable, planet friendly solutions. Challenges in environmental factors, opportunities, plastic pollution. So, biodegradable packaging solutions can be identified. Climate change and rising temperatures. So, we can go for solar powered cooling and farming solutions. Lack of clean water. So, affordable filtration and rainwater harvesting can be done. Waste management in urban slums. Waste to income recycling enterprises can be started. Deforestation. Agroforestry and reforestation employment programs can be initiated. Air pollution. Green mobilities, that is e-bikes, shared EVs, and air filter distribution can be done. So, example, for social enterprises, Green Collect company in Australia. It reduces landfill by repurposing office waste. Next one is Ecofemi India, reusable cloth pads plus menstrual education for rural women. BioLite, it offers clean energy stoves for off-grid households that reduce smoke pollution. Next one is the last one is legal factors. Legal factors include the laws, regulations, and compliance standards that affect how a social enterprise is formed, operated, and scaled. These influence what services can be provided, how enterprises are registered and recognized, who can be hired, and how funding is accessed and used. So, legal frameworks offer both boundaries and opportunities for social innovation. When you understand the law, you unlock potential for sustainable impact. So, legal gaps, opportunity areas. So, that is the opportunity area. Often, the law exists on paper but doesn't enforce well, especially in rural and underserved areas. This results in social injustices that social enterprises can target. Example, anti domestic violence laws exist but lack safe homes. So, start women shelters. Next one is education is compulsory but dropout rates are high. So we can create flexible tutoring models. And right to information exists but people don't know how to use it. Offer civic education. This is the summary of the table. Legal area, social opportunity, social enterprise registration. They can have access to funding, credibility, and CSR partnerships. Labor laws and disability rights. So, in this area, we can have inclusive hiring and workplace accessibility. Child protection and education laws. We can offer after school support, child safe supply chains can be started. Environmental laws. So, we can advise green businesses, eco consulting, and waste solutions. CSR mandates, collaborations and funding for impact projects. Healthcare regulations, mobile clinics, mental wellness programs, rural health delivery can be started. Next one is income streams via grants, donations, and fundraising. Yes, fundraising and laws. Income streams via grants, donations, and fair. Legal factors, legal complaints, credibility plus scale. Okay, it should be scalable. Operating within the law, we can build trust with the partners. We should build trust with the partners, funders, and beneficiaries, and opens doors to government partnerships. It allows us to scale sustainability without fear of legal shutdowns. So, legal factors unlock three things, that is protection. Laws protect vulnerable communities, that is our target audience. Enforcement gaps. When laws are not enforced, opportunities arise. So, incentives. Law can reward you. It grants tax relief, easier access to market. So, the law sets the structure, innovation fills the gap. So, tools beyond pencil. What are the tools we can use other than this? What? Internal analysis, strengths, weakness, opportunities, and threats. Design thinking, creative problem solving, focused on empathy and experimentation. And human centered design. So, solutions co created with users for deeper learns. Community engagement as a foundation. So, social change must be co designed with communities. We cannot exclude them in our decision making because only these people are the beneficiaries. So, these people must be consulted when we are starting a social program. Tools. So, community needs assessments, participatory workshops can be conducted, local leadership should be included to get the support, helps avoid assumptions, and ensures ownership and cultural fit. So, spotting gaps in existing services. So, we need to map existing services and find what's missing. So, no after school programs in slums. So, we can start a mentorship program. Good hospitals but no home care. So, we can develop mobile nurse network. Use data, field work, and interviews to discover these gaps. So, emerging social trends. What are the trends? Climate adaptation, so green innovation, mental health prioritization, digital inclusion, circular economy, ethical and sustainable consumption. So, stay informed to produce future ready solutions. Empathy and purpose in social innovation. Purpose fuels persistence. Empathy builds trust and relevance. Example: founder of a mental health helpline previously experienced depression. Authentic stories often become the soul of social ventures. Measuring social impact to improve and prove. Track KPIs, that is indicators, key performance indicators. So, number of lives improved, how much education has been provided, emissions reduced. So, all these things can be tracked. Use SROI, social return on investment. Include stories, statistics, and stakeholder feedback. Impact measurement is essential for credibility and growth. Designing for sustainability. Revenue models. Okay, what are the revenue models? We can have subscriptions, product sales, and also government support. Cross subsidy. So one segment pays, another receives free. Public private partnerships we can go for. Diversified funding ensures longevity and scalability. So, what are the key takeaways? Social opportunities are everywhere. We can use tools like PESTLE, empathy, and community engagement. We can blend innovation with intention, and we can focus on solutions that are inclusive, sustainable, and user driven. Thank you.